Alright guys, and this is Konana here, and this is the third match for the Hwasin versus Bisu games, and the score is currently 1-1, and it looks like this game is going to be on the map Zodiac, which is a new map, and this is Hwasin versus Bisu PvT, and looking forward to a great matchup here. The last game, Bisu was able to come up on top, playing very well, and Hwasin over here, he played good too. It's just that he was a little bit hesitant in coming out, and the thing was, he just wasn't able to withstand such pressure. So I think a couple of things that Hwasin could work on is he has to play a little bit more aggressively. He kind of played it very safe in that last game, and he played it really safe, as I said, and it just cost him the game because he wasn't able to do any damage to the expansions that Bisu was making. And Bisu was able to really manipulate Hwasin into making tons of turrets that he didn't really even need. He only needed a couple, and he made about, I don't know, maybe 10, and that's a lot for the cost of one Reaver. And after that, Hwasin really just turtled in quite a long time, a little bit scared of Bisu's army, it seemed. And Bisu was able to expand pretty easily, though Hwasin did do quite a lot of damage with his probes. So right here we see that Hwasin is here as the Terran at the 6 o'clock position, and Bisu is here as the Protoss at the 3 o'clock position. And you see here that Hwasin playing it a lot safer than he did last time, going for a way earlier barracks than last time. As we saw last game, Bisu did do an early rush type build, and that's kind of what led to Hwasin losing some of his advantage, as Hwasin's first push was pretty much denied here. And I see a very early assimilator over here for Bisu, and it looks like Bisu is going to try and tech fairly quickly in this matchup, and he is sending his scouting probe over here. Usually I'd say well, actually, it's not that fast in the simulator, but it's a lot earlier than his last game's simulator, because last game he was doing a rush. Hwasin definitely not going to be able to get as much as a macro advantage as last time, because he did get a extra barracks. That barracks a little bit earlier, and you can see he's already producing a marine just in case, and also to fend off that scouting probe. And what I've also noticed is the refinery for Hwasin only has one SCV mining gas from it. So I think Hwasin should be able to notice that fairly shortly, though. And Bisu, scouting the wrong position, is going to scout again. In both these games, Bisu has scouted in the complete opposite direction, and Hwasin scouts in the correct position at the very beginning. And you see here that Bisu does not have any units, so he's not going to be able to fend off that scouting SCV. And a pylon was built at the bottom of his base, probably to hide tech, also to find out if there's any drops or anything like that. And the first Dragoon is out. He sees Singularity Charge coming up, so Bisu probably going to opt for Dragoons at this point. And Hwasin does know this, because he does see that Singularity Charge. And I think that Hwasin will probably go for a little bit more of a tank build because he's going to expect some more Dragoons. And this also means that Bisu is probably not going to go Reavers as fast. He's probably going to okay, never mind. That Singularity Charge was cancelled, and we see a Citadel of Adun coming up. That's a very early Citadel of Adun. And Dark Templars are probably going to come out. A second gateway being thrown up over here. And yeah, that Singularity Charge being cancelled, it's going to cost Bisu a little bit of money, but it's deceiving Hwasin as to what is going on. And we see that the first factory is up. No second factory, though. And it's a really good move there, just to trick your enemies into what you're doing. And we do see that Citadel of Adun coming up, and that's a pretty nice sign of, okay, so we do see Templar Archives and a robotics facility. This means Dark Templar drops. This is the first time that Hwasin used this. He used it against Nada on the map Fantasy, and he was able to catch Nada completely off guard. You see an engineering bay is being thrown up, though. And with his engineering bay, Hwasin is going to be able to throw up a couple of turrets, and Bisu is not going to be able to do a little bit and do that much damage. By doing this quick tech, he's climbing two tech trees at the same time. So he's going to have a lack of ground forces, and he's also going to have a lack of macros such as probes. The engineering bay coming up again. And I really like how Hwasin's playing it safe, but playing it too safe is just a little bit too risky. You're going to be losing a lot that you could be using on other things. But in this case, it's a very good move because Hwasin is actually going to be able to fend off these Dark Templars that are coming very shortly. And the last game, it didn't help him too much, even though there was a Reaver. But this game, there are going to be Dark Templars. So that's going to be a very nice addition to his defenses. So I think Hwasin will come out on top with this build because those Dark Templars are going to be a waste of Bisu's time and money, and he's not going to be able to do any damage. You see the first 2 Dark Templars out, and they are coming in the shuttle. 1 Dark Templar does not go in the shuttle for some reason, and there it goes. So we see here that shuttle is going to try and do as much damage as possible, and that scouting SCV does not see that shuttle. Bisu has to be careful here so he does not reveal his shuttle too early. I'm not sure how many turrets are in the base of Hwasin, but Hwasin does have a couple of turrets up at this point. He is actually hiding a turret in his in his mineral line, and Bisu does know that there's a couple of turrets over here. His Dark Templar have come out over here though, and I think that Hwasin thought it was actually going to be Reavers, but it's actually going to be Dark Templars. But in either case, these Dark Templars aren't going to really do any damage. That supply depot will probably go down, and that's going to force it's going to force Hwasin a little bit out of he's going to have to create another supply depot. And you see this Dark Templar killing those SCVs, killed 2 already, and it did do some damage to that supply depot, but it's not going to be able to do much more. Another shuttle coming in, probably with more Dark Templars, that is correct, and this missile turret is going to go down. There's actually a Dragoon over there as well. So this really is up to how Bisu is able to micro this. He's doing a very nice job over here. He's going to take out this machine shop, and you see here that Hwasin is kind of panicking, throwing up multiple turrets. He kind of needs to do that, but once those turrets are up, Bisu's not going to be able to do any damage, and he really didn't do that much damage anyways. That turret is up, and that Dragoon does go down. So this attack by Bisu really didn't do any damage at all. Killed a couple of SCVs, damaged a supply depot, killed a machine shop. That's really not that much damage at all. You see here that one Dark Templar is being left here, and the expansion, 2 expansions going up for Bisu, and this is quite a risky move for him. He does need this because Hwasin did opt to expand, so it is the correct move. However, I do not believe he has enough units to cope with that, to cope with doing a double expand, because of the fact that he lost a lot of minerals and he lost a lot of his time by doing that Dark Templar build, because Hwasin was completely prepared for it. So even with this double expansion build, which is completely correct and something that he needs to do since the Terran already has his expansion up, Bisu really isn't going to be able to defend it that well. So I think that's why the reason that one of its expansions is kind of hidden, and I want to see if Hwasin is going to push out at this point. Hwasin has a lot more units, but he's still playing it safe. He's still sitting in his main, not doing anything. And you see both expansions coming up for Bisu right now. Bisu really manipulating Hwasin, as I said earlier. He has less units outside, but and he has less macro. But I think he's kind of scaring Hwasin with this really nice Dark Templar usage. You see this Dark Templar with 5 kills, but that's not that much of a problem. A couple of mines can do the trick. I mean, another missile turret, something like that. This base is actually pyloned off, so it's not going to be able to attacked by vultures or something. And at this point, Bisu is going to be able to get his macro up again. It looks like Hwasin is going to decide this is a good time to push. He does siege his tanks immediately, unlike last game where he was caught with his tanks unsieged multiple times. Those vultures trying to run past, trying to do some damage to those probes, but these Dragoons over here, Hwasin coming out with a couple of vultures. He's going to lay a couple of mines, probably take out a couple of probes, but really it's not going to do that much because he only has 2 vultures left. But actually he's going to take out most of the probes in that base, and that was a really good move there by Hwasin, but he did lose a couple of too many vultures. He shouldn't have lost that many vultures. He lost too many running over there, and the observatory is up, and at this point I think I think if those vultures were not wasted and